Ooh.
God damn it.
Get
Welcome
that out.
to the show, everybody.
Get that out.
Welcome to the show. Well, a special Christmas edition of the vinyl collection with belches and cursing right off the top. I say cheers to you. It's the proper holiday season. So yeah, thanks for coming on by. This is the vinyl collection, looking through the record shelves where we go through our vinyl collection and we look to see what we got in there. Chances are, like for myself, I've forgotten a lot of what I have. So this is kind of a road to discovery of what's in the collection. And we've been discovering lots of fun stuff. Like last week's episode, we discovered a very expensive Bob Dylan record in the collection. So you're going to have to go back to last week's episode and check that out. But this is a live chat, so if you want to join us in the chat, you have any questions to shout out or comments, do it in the chat, and we'll answer them. And in fact, this show is so wild and crazy, there's a link in the chat which I'm putting right now. You could even hit that link and call in the show and say hi to us live. And it's a shorter, more compact show this week because there are just three participants this week. So if you want to come in and have a little chat live with us, I'll certainly welcome it, as long as you're not a crazy person. Well, even if you are crazy, that'll liven things up. So I don't mind that. So yeah, today I'll be showing more Bob stuff. In fact, I'll be showing some more rare Bob stuff. These are rare vinyl bootlegs, and maybe some Grateful Dead stuff sprinkled in there along the way as well. And with me, as always, are two top vinyl experts, two top guys. I said I want the top vinyl guys. Who's the top vinyl guys? And Google.
They didn't show up.
Google came back and said Kevin is, although he'll say he's not.
No,
he is. And Matt Bandy X, double X, large Matt Bandy X.
Two.
Super vinyl expert. So we have these two gentlemen to join us this week. Hi guys, it's good to see you.
Hello.
I feel I've been with Kevin for most of this week already because he's been streaming every night of the week. He's a big shot out there on the streaming. Good to see you, Kevin.
No, this is it. This is it until after Christmas. I got nothing.
Well, you were on. It was yesterday. You were on with two different shows. Maybe that's.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah. I know,
but I really wasn't on that second show. It was more Sarah. I was just in the background helping her out.
No, you're right there beside her. What I saw.
I was back over here while she was over here, right in there. So I was back over here helping her out.
Yeah. That's good. I couldn't really get into that show because I was trying to record this week's STC pod, which my partner never showed up for. So I was just staring at myself in the window.
Why would he?
For 30 minutes waiting.
Well, I see you rescheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, no confirmation on that yet.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? Who knows? So, I should also introduce Matt Bandy on the bottom shelf, showing his gear off today. That's pretty cool.
This is a new location. I'm sitting in front of my records.
Nice.
Yeah.
That seems, very spot on place to be.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good backdrop.
I wonder how your stream quality is going to be this week.
I'm sitting close to my router, so hopefully that'll help.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Am I coming in okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been okay the last few times, hasn't he?
Last time was real bad.
Oh, it was? Oh, yeah. Maybe I left.
You weren't. Yeah, I don't. Oh. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
But we got to have a tour of Matt Bandy's garage after that, so that was.
Oh, I should watch that.
Yeah, it's massive, like a hangar. It's huge. Very impressive.
Clean. It's cleaned out now, so it's a lot more spacious. That was a big undertaking a few weekends ago. My wife and I finally got to cleaning out the garage, and it was a huge weight off my shoulders. I feel like I have a new part of the house I can go and relax in.
Oh yeah, cool.
Nice.
So to get some business out of the way, we did have the big drawing for the 1,000 sub contest that happened. You can check out that video from last week. I don't remember what it's called. It's called like 1,000K winner drawing or something. It says winner on the thumbnail. Check that out. It's not just an announcement video like that. It's actually a 1 hour chat me and Chris Roberts did with a live stream. So that was a lot of fun. And we revealed who won the prize pack. So check that out. That name is out there, and that person has confirmed they have seen it and they are willing to accept it. So we don't need to go to any of the backup winners. Because
can we get a general location of where this person is? Because where you're shipping this package is very interesting to everybody. Everybody wants to know.
Do they want to know?
Yes.
I want to know.
Big gulp here. Kevin's
known me a long time. And he knows what kind of luck I have. He knows what kind of luck. And now I open this up to the world because I'm a generous person. Anyone, any Bob fans out there, welcome to this prize pack.
Is it the mysterious Sweden person that has been listening to STC Pod since day one and has not revealed themselves?
No, not Sweden. No, but it is someone in the UK.
Okay, that's not too bad, right? It's not too bad to ship to the UK.
UK prices aren't too bad.
Yeah. I haven't revealed that to Chris Roberts yet. So if he's watching, there you go, buddy. Because he has a package to send to the winner as well. So, yeah.
That's commitment.
It is. So after Christmas, I said I would get that organized, figure out how to send that all out.
I saw a picture the other day of supposedly, I don't know if it's true or I don't know if it's like a deep fake picture, but it was the inside of either like the USPS office in Philadelphia. I don't know if the USPS or UPS, but if this picture was true, I almost had a panic attack when I saw the picture. Just the sheer amount of packages and stuff that's being sent out right now.
I saw that picture too.
Yeah, it looked like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, except unorganized.
And just today, I had a little ding dong notification come on my phone from eBay. So I'm like, oh God, what's this about? And sure enough, it's a buyer was supposed to receive his package in New Jersey yesterday. And 1 day later, he's requesting a return, saying it's not there yet. I'm like, wow.
People, when they're waiting for their stuff, they don't consider weather either. And then the East Coast has been getting hit by a bunch of snow that's been delaying stuff too. And it's the holidays. It's like people need to chill on those packages, man.
Yeah,
they'll get there. They'll get there.
I wrote them back. Said, look, it's Christmas. It's extremely heavy business. I said I'm also waiting for packages from the States too. But what can we do? Just let's calm down.
I actually had to issue someone a refund this week. Their package though was shipped on October 13th, and they never got it. And I believe Canada Post has lost the package, even though they never scanned it. So I don't know what kind of fight I'm going to have to get, because now I have to get a refund from Canada Post because they don't issue a refund to the buyer, even though I was made whole at the start. I sent out the package and I got the money. I have to be out the money now and send him back all the money. And now I have to chase after Canada Post. So it makes me wonder why anyone sells on eBay, because it's just ridiculous. Like,
and you're out the item as well. You're out the shipping and the item.
Shipping, item, envelope, printer ink to make the label, the whole bit, some tape, everything. I'm out everything. And now I have to just hope that Canada Post takes my word that I put the thing into the mailbox. I don't know why I would print out a shipping label, buy a shipping label and print it out without shipping it and just not ship it. But they never scanned it. So I learned here's the dumb thing too. So when I was talking to the person there, because I put it in the mailbox, and they said, never put a package in the mailbox because then it goes to, I can't remember what she called it, but it was something like general circulation or something like that. And it basically goes to the lesser employees at Canada Post. Like they give that stuff to the dummies. where the people, if you take it into the building and give it to the actual person behind the counter, they're the ones that will take it and scan it right in front of you.
Yeah, that's all I
put
do.
it in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now here's the dumb thing, because it was October 13th, so that was just after our Thanksgiving, and I went to my usual post office box, and I opened it up, and it was rammed full because nobody had emptied it all, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and people were sending out their stuff for the upcoming holidays and all that. So I put my package in there and I closed it, and it didn't go down. It was just sitting there. So I walked all the way back to my car, and I just stood at my car for a second. I said, no, I can't do that. I can't leave that package there, because anybody could just come up there, open it up, say, hey, what's this? And just take it. Right. So I said, no. So I took the package and I brought it all the way down to work with me, and I put it in a mailbox that it went down in there. And I believe that is why my package went missing, because it was, marked from my location, and I shipped it from another location. Even though that's supposed to be fine, that probably screwed them up in some sort of way. That messed them up, and they put it in some sort of circulation to move back to where it's supposed to go or something, and it just got lost.
Is there any accountability when you put it in a box like that?
No, he's hosed.
I mean, They just have to trust that I put it in there.
Right,
Nobody scanned it or anything, so they don't believe that I actually shipped it. I still can't fathom why I would buy a shipping label and not ship it.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me. And then issue the guy a full refund. Like, what kind of scam am I working here? What kind of money making deal am I trying to pull?
you're getting the long con.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have a quite the fight with Canada Post.
Your host, there's no way. You have to get that scanned. You can't just drop stuff off.
But I bought insurance for the thing. So why would I buy like that? When you pay for tracking, you're paying for insurance to ensure that it gets shipped there. Why would I pay for insurance then? Why am I buying insurance for these packages if you guys cannot ensure that you're going to get it and scan it? I put it in your mailbox, and you guys should get it.
Nope. Can't do that.
I believe
with packages.
you, Kevin.
I believe you too.
Why would it doesn't make any sense? None of it makes any sense. Why would I do any of this? I am out $46 now.
What was in the package?
Oh, it was some stupid Wii game. And here's the dumb thing too. This is karma biting me in the ass, because I bought that Wii game. I might have been with Bill too. I can't remember if you were there, but we were in Newmarket, and we went to a mission trip in Newmarket, and I found it. It was some dumb Hasbro thing, and Wii game, and I bought it for $2. I grabbed it for $2, and J-Rock was with us, and he was looking over. He's like, I kind of want that game. Can I buy it for $2? And I said, I don't know. I want to take it home. I want to try it. I want to see if I'm going to like it. Fully knowing that I probably wouldn't like it and ended up just reselling it anyways. But I should have just let him have it, and then this whole thing would have been.
Yep. So your tracking doesn't have any scans at all, not even from the distribution center?
It was not scanned at all. They're saying, I don't know, like they might have scanned it and they just screwed it up somehow or something like that. But if you go to the tracking website, it says like a shipping label has been bought and we're waiting to get the package.
Yeah. Didn't get to the distribution center. Because you'll scan it at the desk. Well, if you bring it to someone at the desk, they'll scan it, and then it gets scanned again once it gets into distribution.
Right. Well, it wasn't scanned at all.
Trouble. So that's what makes me nervous. Sometimes when they get so busy at my post office, even though you wait in line to hand them the package, they're like, we're too busy. We're not doing scanning. They're going to scan it when it gets to distribution. I'm like, well, how do I know it's going to go from your hands to distribution? There's no proof of that anymore. Well, it's too busy. We're not doing scans. Okay.
What are you gonna do? Like, what, you're gonna go to the competition? Like, you're just hosed with this stupid service. Now the thing is, like, this, I did, like, I don't know, dozens of of shipping, over those few months, and this is the only one that has screwed up. So, but still, out the whole thing.
It's no good.
No bueno. Anyways, good vinyl talk, right?
Yeah, good vinyl talk. Just to finish what I was talking about with the drawing from last week, I did some backup drawings in case I couldn't get a hold of people. Now we got a hold of the guy, so I can make public now that one of the consolation names that came up, none other than Matt Bandy.
Whoa!
What?
That's
so close to getting your. I don't know what you would have wanted, but
story of my life.
Yeah. So you're the bridesmaid on that one.
oh wow.
It's all right.
So I can start today with something vinyl adjacent, and this is going to be exciting for you guys because this is the latest piece of equipment I've ripped out of my system because I got an upgraded piece of equipment, which if you watch the live stream with Chris Roberts, I did that winter stream, I showed it off, and that enabled me to rip this out, which has only been in the system for like the summer. This dual cassette deck I got earlier this summer. I had no cassette. Yeah, and that's a top of the line cassette right there.
Jack Wagner. Wow.
You remember that hit, man. All I Need.
Sure.
So that's a new one, or that's your old one that you're taking out and replacing?
Yeah, this one's out.
Oh.
Because the new one I got is a really good single cassette, also by Sony, but it's like a pro deck. And then I thought, like, I'm not dubbing cassettes, I don't need this dual thing. And the other one is supposed to be a better machine. So this one got yanked out today.
Nice. I'm in need of one of those. I don't have a cassette deck for my setup back here.
Wow. Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
This is a good one. This is a good one. If you want to pay for the shipping, I'll ship it to you. Gratis.
It's probably cheaper for you to find one at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Check out this model number. It's a good one.
It's Sony, you said?
Yeah, it's Sony. Yeah. Sony. Where's the model number? It's a TCW5.
Oh.
And fully functional, which is hard to find cassette decks that still work nowadays with the belt and all that stuff. So yeah. That's my vinyl adjacent for today. Moving on over to Kevin, see what he brought us.
Well, I do have some vinyl adjacent as well. Of course, it's CDs that I have purchased, all on eBay. I have not been going out to the Mission Thrift. Unfortunately, we are in lockdown here, so I don't even know if they're open.
Yeah, you're in
real
lockdown. Right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff is open. Like the shoe repair guy, he's open downtown, and some trinket stores are sort of open, but like people wait outside and somebody brings them stuff.
Okay.
Outside. So
curbside.
Yeah, so there's some curbside stuff. So I don't know. Maybe the Mission Thrift has some curbside. Hey, go inside and look at the CDs for me. But no, I have not been out. So this is all stuff I got off of eBay. So I wonder if Bill has heard of the Dirty Knobs.
Dirty Knobs?
Can I get that to focus on?
Now, hold on. That sounds really familiar.
It should.
Like someone's been talking about that last week.
I don't know if they talked about it last week.
Dirty Knobs. Hold on. That's definitely last week. I heard about that from somewhere.
Maybe you did. But the Dirty Knobs is Mike Campbell, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers spin-off. Well, I guess it's his full-on project now.
Yes. They play a ton of it on the Tom Petty channel on Sirius.
Oh, do they?
So that's where I've heard it.
So
when is that from?
It just came out last month.
Oh, cool.
And it's one of those cardboard CDs, which I'm not too thrilled with, but I guess it helps the environment somehow.
But he does not sound unlike Tom.
No, it's very Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Like you could tell that he was definitely part of that songwriting team.
But even his vocals,
Yeah.
vocal style.
Yep, totally. But you just get your lyrics in there.
Is that their only record, or they have other records too?
I believe this is the first.
Hmm.
I think they've been he's been kind of toying with them for a little while, but this is when Tom passed, it was like, okay, I can get into my project now, I guess.
Oh, you know what else? Before you move on, he was also just on the WTF podcast with Mark Maron.
Oh, okay.
That's why I heard him too. And he had some good stories on there about guitar collecting and stuff like that. It's a good one.
Cool. Okay, so my other pickup is Armored Saint.
Oh, there you go.
You know these guys, Matt Bandy?
I do.
Yeah. So these guys have been around since the 80s. And they've kind of progressed into a little more like they were kind of 80s hard rock, and they've progressed a little more into a little more thrashy hard rock. But the most famous member of the band is John Bush, who left Armored Saints to be the lead singer for Anthrax for a while. Yeah, you just got your lyrics in there.
Three albums was he on?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they maybe 4. This might be his 4th or 5th, because he did
with Anthrax. I'm saying.
Oh, with Anthrax.
Yeah,
it would have been
Sound of White Noise, Stomp. Was he on the 8? What was the one with the 8 ball?
Yeah, he was on the 8 ball one, and then We Come For You All, and then they did the album where they did the classic tracks remixed. So he was on 4.
Oh, was that with him singing?
Yeah, and
I've never listened to that.
I don't think they ever put out a live album with him, full on live album. And my final vinyl adjacent is the new Iron Maiden double live CD, Legacy of the Beast, live in Mexico. So this is the special edition. This came out last month, but the special edition just came out this month.
That's a CD, or is it CD and DVD?
It's just a CD. It's a double CD. It's and it's in like a hard cover book.
Oh.
So you got your 2 CDs in there. I really like the artwork on the back here. Let me take the CDs out because let's see if you guys can figure out why I would like this artwork so much on there. Can you guys figure that out?
Is there penis stuff on there?
No, there's no penis stuff. This beast here, this demon beast, kind of looks like, to me, it looks like one of the terror dogs from Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, and it kind of, I don't know, just this whole thing kind of looks like the gateway to Gozer's Dimension. But it's there's all the book in there, just the photos from the show and that. So there's the big Eddie that comes out. If you ever go see Iron Maiden live, they got a giant Eddie that comes out. It's really crazy. Good times. So there you go. That's my vinyl adjacent. So there'll be a review of Iron Maiden on buriedonmars.com at some point. And all these, actually.
It's a busy web page over there.
Yep. We move. I think, this is a new setup here.
Well, side-by-side action, eh?
I feel like the Brady Bunch all of a sudden.
Oh, my head's too big, though. Jeez. Okay, there we go. All right. Vinyl adjacent from Kevin. Let's see what Matt Bandy brings us.
I actually, maybe 5 minutes before the stream started, I got a package in the mail.
What? This is like, 3 weeks in a row?
3 weeks in a row. And I was like, I don't think it's going to come. But literally 5 minutes before we started recording, this showed up.
Sweet.
So this is from Out of Season, which is the label from Portland, Maine. And I ordered this a while back. And this is actually a couple shirts and a cassette. So we got some accoutrement here. Accoutrement. No, what's the word?
I can't remember. It's the wrong word, though. Accoutrement is better.
What was the
Ephemera?
word?
Ephemera.
Ephemera. I got some ephemera. So
No,
this
you don't.
is ephemera because I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to
Exactly.
This is
Oh.
going to be tossed.
Well, you're not
So,
supposed to. You're
I'm
supposed to keep-
I'm going to have a full Magic deck here that I don't even play by the time.
You might be able to sell that.
Yeah, who knows? So I got some. They always throw in some Magic cards. I know nothing about it. Maybe I can send these to Miles from Flock of Nerds.
Yeah.
He likes this stuff.
Who's doing that? The distributor or the record label? Like, it seems all your guys do that.
Well, I ordered from this label a bunch, and it's only one guy, so it's just him. When he sends stuff out, he always puts this in here. So it's just him packaging up. He packages all the orders like you guys were when we sell on eBay. It's the same kind of thing. He's just doing it all by himself. And we got a sticker here, a nice little shiny out of season sticker. This is the label's what's the word I'm looking for here?
Brand?
Brand or
Trademark?
their kind
Logo?
of like their logo. Thank you. Jeez. This here and this. Ooh, it's on green now. I've never seen it in green. This is usually in black and white. So this is another one of their logos here. It's a flail and a club with spikes. I thought that was pretty cool. So it's green. Maybe it's because it's Christmas. Who knows?
I bet you more people hurt themselves with a flail than actually.
Yeah, they look cooler than I think functionally. So we got the cassette here. This is actually a double cassette by an artist. I'm not sure where he's from, but this is a gigantic box here.
Weird.
So this is like a regular cassette box, but it's two put together. So it's like a guitar,
Oh.
but it's like a double guitar.
That's like audio books would come in a case like that,
yeah.
or old VIC 20 computer programs.
So let me open this guy up here. So this is a dungeon synth artist. This was like one of the first synth artists that I ever listened to and discovered was this guy here.
It's the reason why you put it on two cassettes is because there's so much music.
I don't know. There's a bunch. So this is they're calling this Era 2. So this is kind of this contains, I think, 4 different albums on it.
Okay.
So you got the two cassettes here.
Yeah, those look like full cassettes.
Yeah,
Load it up.
it's pretty long stuff. Like usually his records, each release is around like 40 minutes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've got kind of a bigger booklet here. I've actually never seen a picture of the guy, and it's in here. So here's the artist right there. We've got some other shots. There's him again. And so this collects, 4 different albums of his. Each 4 are there. And it collects Might of an Ancient Tale, Dawn of Battle, Long Lost, and Magic Amidst the Falling Leaves. Which Magic Amidst the Falling Leaves, I own this already. I don't own a physical release. This is actually I have his latest release on cassette, but I don't own any of his older stuff. A lot of that stuff is out of print, so I'm glad that they re-released this so I can have a physical release of it. But this stuff is kind of considered, like an essential modern day dungeon synth artist. Pretty popular amongst the genre. Let's see, how the hell do I put these? Oh, like this. And now I have the dilemma of where do I put this?
Yeah.
Yeah, That's the same thing with my Iron Maiden one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it with the books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It looks cool though. It does look cool.
Yeah, it gets face out somewhere.
Yeah. So that was the only music that was in with that release. And then I got a couple shirts here. This is the Celestial Keep, who the artist I just showed there. So they just put out this shirt with it for the release. And what's cool, I love long sleeves because they, you get especially with heavy metal, black metal, or dungeon synth, you get, prints on everything. So front, back, and the sleeves. So there's that. And then I got another shirt by another artist called Fief, which I've showed some of their stuff on here before. And I am awaiting their latest album on vinyl. And there was another collection of their third and fourth release that's being pressed on vinyl now too, but those have had some delays due to some stuff at the pressing plant, but they just arrived at their headquarters a few days ago, and they should be shipping out soon. So maybe by our next show of the next year, I'll have those records in, and I'm looking forward to those.
Right on. Yeah, we shouldn't say that this is the last vinyl show of 2020. Who knew we'd be doing it all 2020?
Yeah, no.
All righty. So I guess it comes back to me. Like I said, we're going to start my stuff with some Bob Dylan bootleg vinyl, which I don't have a ton of, but it's kind of neat how it's good for me to show it since I put out a lot of bootleg audio on this YouTube channel. So let's see some vinyl versions of it. The purchases I've made of these in the past, they never, they're kind of cool to get because they're very rare, especially up here in Canada, but they never sound very good. They're not very well pressed. The vinyl can look perfect, but it's still, it could be recorded that bad or pressed that bad. I don't know, but let's take a look.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just the original recording. It's, if it was recorded for radio or something like that,
But I mean, it'll have you hear those vinyl pops, like it's a dirty, scratchy record, but the record is fine. So it's like they transferred it.
From the original. Someone had a vinyl copy of it, and then they just made vinyl copies from the vinyl copy.
So here we go, and this is as bootleg as it gets, where they just put a photocopy sheet on there with some crappy photocopy pictures. And someone wrote out the set list there.
That's not bad handwriting.
Yeah, it's fine. So this is
to make their O's into little boobs.
Yeah. we gotta go easy on the boobs because YouTube not happy with the boobs.
I better make sure I don't have any nudity here. I don't know.
So this is really early stuff. This music is like some traditionals and some Woody Guthrie stuff and unreleased songs.
Only a hobo.
Yeah. So to get this album, you were getting an unreleased version of these songs. They wouldn't get a proper release until the 90s. So you were this was buried treasure for sure. Now, where are my Bob people at? They're missing the Bob vinyl here.
You waited so long to get to it. I think you
yeah. This is the bootleg company here called Trademark of Quality, the Pig's Head. And there's the TMQ 71055, if you want to look it up. So that's just a sheet. I should pull it out, see if there's anything on the other side of the sheet.
So for these tracks, how did they get out?
Well, I would have to look up what the source is of this. Like he's had stuff where he's played in hotel rooms that people have recorded that have gotten out. It's just a photocopy, nothing on the back. He's done like for publishing reasons where he's performed in offices that were recorded just as demos, and those have leaked out. This could be a performance at a coffee house, could be anything, but that's where you would you can look up this code and go to bobsboots.com, and you can look up the all the details about this bootleg.
So since there's so many of these bootlegs, does he frown upon that, or is he kind of doesn't really care?
I don't think he liked it. He just, that was a fact of life for the longest time, and then he ended up coming out with the basement tapes as a way to get some money out of his own bootlegs, and then finally started his own bootleg series officially on Columbia Records. Here's the disc, very plain. Like I said, there's some lint on there, but otherwise it's a brand new disc. And when I played it, the sound quality was not great at all. So due to the fact that this still has some kind of value in it, I just never mucked with it very much after that. Probably got one play on it, and that was it, because I do have these tracks in other means.
How do you feel about him selling his catalog? You good with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's him. That's, it's up to him. Up to him. We talked about it a bit last week, and we kind of juggled with what were the reasons, and I think I agree with one writer who said you get the cash out of it now, and then he's not passing this burden on to his kids of having to manage the company, right? It's like, there it is. There's the lump. You don't have to worry about all the muckety muck of the publishing companies.
Well, not only that, the state of streaming right now, the amount of skimming off the top that the labels are taking, and the money is not going to the artists. The only solution I see to the problem is that eventually the labels are going to start demanding more money to give to the artists from the streaming services. And then the streaming services are going to up their cost to the consumer to cover this. And what is the consumer going to do? Go back to the Pirate Bay, because then streaming is going to be too expensive. And I don't want to spend all that money on streaming, so let's just go get it for free. And they're just going to be back in the same cycle again.
Yeah, in the short term, the artist isn't getting the money coming from their tracks. But in the long game, like that's why these investment companies have been buying up artists' catalogs, because in the long game, it is worth a lot in the long game. But in the short game, they're getting like 0.006 cents per play or something.
Well, and they're only on this planet for so long. You're not here forever, where these companies can just keep going and going.
Would you, we talked about this a little bit last time, but do you think a solution to that the artists, not putting or not getting very much money for their music being on streaming, they could just say, hey, we're not going to put it on streaming. If you want this, you have to buy it from us physically. Because I know there's some artists that don't have their stuff on Spotify or the streaming services.
Yeah. Well, didn't Taylor Swift do that? And was it Jay-Z that has his own?
Oh, did you take it off of
I think so. I don't think you can get Jay-Z on Spotify.
He's on that title, isn't he?
Yeah, his own thing or something. And I think Taylor Swift went with him too. I don't know if Taylor Swift's on. And I don't look for her.
That would be interesting if the artists say, hey, we really banded together and started their own, like a conglomerate of, but that, I don't know. That would I don't know if that would work, because that would.
Well, the solution is just to allow the artists to make their own deals with the streaming companies. Why have a label? What do you need the label for? But unfortunately, like, it gets tied up in this legal stuff because they recorded the stuff at the label and they get their cut, and it's dumb. I mean, really, if the labels would just do the right thing and give the artists the money that they're due for these streams. But I don't know if it then the label says, well, the streaming services don't charge a lot of money for these streams, and then I don't know how much money they make off of. They must make money off of not only the ads but people paying for subscriptions. So I don't know. I think that's a solution. Just allow the artists to do their own deals themselves with these streaming services, and then they get paid and they're happy, and people are happy who enjoy streaming music because they don't want to have to buy it. I just buy CDs and then rip them in vinyl records and then rip them off my hard drive. That's it.
They've tried. Neil Young's tried his own thing, and his Tidal.
Tom Petty had one too, right? Some sort of streaming service that was supposed to be high end. Maybe it was the same one as Neil Young's.
Yeah, I think that's there's Tidal, Tidal, that White Stripes, Jack White, and a few other artists are on. That's high quality, fair streaming, so they say, but it is an expensive monthly fee.
Yeah. Well, and I was a subscriber with Spotify for a little while, and a lot of their stuff is really questionable quality. Like you would listen to a Twisted Sister album, and you could tell where they took the source from the greatest hits and where they took the source from I don't know where, because you're listening to like a more obscure album, and then the more well-known songs are up to here in the quality, and then it's a back dip when you get to the album tracks and that. And I wasn't impressed with Spotify at all, but it is convenient. If Matt Bandy says some band or whatever, and then you can just go check it out.
It's great for discovering new artists too, and stuff that you'd never heard of, and you can. I've discovered some because I use it. I do, but I also, if I find something on there that I like, I'm like, okay, I want the physical version of it now.
Right.
So I use it as a tool to listen to discover new music, to listen to music, to see if I like it. And I've found so much. I mostly listen to the smaller independent underground stuff, and a lot of that stuff is on there too. So just to have the access to listening to so much stuff that's essentially what I use it for.
Yeah. Anyways, final.
All right. We got another oldie here. This is from the same label, trademark equality, TMQ 73005, if you want to look that up. Bob Dylan, While the Establishment Burns. I'm not sure if this is a live business or what's it say on here. Okay, yeah. It also, side 1 is New York Town Hall from 63, and side 2 is Dublin, Ireland, May of 66. And yeah, these are all, side 2 are all released songs, but side 1 are songs that never got released until his official bootleg series came out in the 90s. So a lot of oddball songs on there, but it's all done live. And it's the same deal where it's just the picture on here. There's no shrink wrap on this one. And someone just taped the thing on there. So I got these at record shows, looking through the Bob section, and bought them out of curiosity more than anything else. But they do hold some kind of value. Oh, this one they actually did something on the label.
Wow.
Yeah, this does not match what's on the cover though. Raring Records.
Raring Records.
What's on this side? Special edition collector's release volume 1. This might not even be the right record.
Well, you should see if the songs match.
Yeah. I had to have listened to this, I would think. There's no real track breaks here, which kind of is like a live album.
Mm-hmm.
But, wow, very strange. Too bad I don't have the old portable record player down here to look at this. So it says Raring Records, and this nowhere on here is this Raring Records. It doesn't even give the code on here. Let me just take a quick look, see if there's anything in the matrix.
Maybe it was a collaboration that he did.
Or this, they got like a bunch of pressings somewhere. Like someone had pressed a bunch of them and like, hey, we never sold these. Sell it to this company in bulk, and then they put it out.
Could be because the matrix matches what's on the cover 73005. So it is the right wax. Yeah, that's good. They actually put it in the matrix. It's weird how the label is completely not.
Makes you why would they bother? Why wouldn't they just leave it blank then?
Yeah.
Maybe they had some leftover.
That could have been the only labels they had.
Labels,
Yeah, well, we'll just use these. It says
is
Bob
rare.
Dylan on it. Or someone screwed up at the printing press. Well, we'll use them anyways.
I mean, you have the one and only that's like that, Bill.
Oh yeah,
This could be $1 million.
Ultra
record.
rare.
oh,
Again, another $1 million record in my collection. So here we have a more kind of official bootleg looking bootleg. Bob Dylan. Cocaine, which actually does appear on here. So that's good.
is that
And
Clapton's Cocaine, or did he do a song Cocaine?
well, that is a cover what Clapton
Oh.
did. So
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Traditional?
traditional.
Cocaine
that.
is a cover. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, again, a lot of unreleased stuff on here, and a couple that are officially released, but this is all live. This is from Germany, I think. Made in West Germany by Platinum Records. Let's take this out. Oh, it came from A&A Records at one point on Young Street. Kevin
Wow.
shopped there quite a bit.
Never been there.
A silvery beak.
Closed before my time.
I really don't think so.
Eh. It was a Denny's when I got there.
And okay. So the label, I'm looking at the songs here. Okay, the label says this is the Gaslight performances from the Gaslight. Side 2. There's side 1. Volume 2, Legendary Gaslight Performances. Which I think I have the CD around here somewhere. Here's the CD, Live at the Gaslight in 62. Yeah, a couple of the songs match, so it could be the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the exact same thing. Again, you'd have to look up this bootleg to see exactly what's on here, but or where it's sourced from. Made in West Germany, somehow made its way over here. So there you have some Bob Dylan bootleg vinyl from some weirdo labels. I think there might be one more. No, maybe there might be one more later on to see. I'm not sure, but that's all the vinyl I'm going to show for this turn, and I'll pass it on over to Kevin and see what he brought us. Is the Christmas Anne Murray stuff coming?
I don't know, Bill. Do you have any Christmas Anne Murray? If you did, you could show it.
I do not.
I would not say anything.
I'm sure she's had a couple of big Christmas albums, though.
I imagine so. She is a Canadian icon. Speaking of Canadian icons, Bill has showed this record in the past. Much of my email, my inbox email and direct messages and that are asking me why I'm buying a lot of CDs. Where is the vinyl? How come I haven't been buying the vinyl? And the reason is because the vinyl has gotten pricey. It's gotten expensive. But this past Black Friday, I did find a piece of vinyl that was reasonably priced, and I bought it and on Amazon. And Amazon said, "Oh, that's great, you bought this, but we don't have it." So I said, "Well, can I have my money back?" And they said, "Don't worry. When we get it, we'll send you one. We'll get one, and as soon as we have it, we'll send it to you."
Right.
And it eventually happened this week. I got Neil Young's Homegrown on vinyl.
Wow, that took a while.
It did, but it did eventually show up.
Oh, but you waited to buy it until Black Friday. And then...
Yeah, I did, because it was rather expensive. It was like $30 on Amazon. You got it for like $25, right?
Right, yeah, from the
at your record store. I haven't been to the record store, so I was waiting for it to drop in price on Amazon, and it did drop to $23 or something like that. $23.
I wish the AC/DC vinyl would drop.
Yep. So there's the inside, and hopefully it's good, because we know how Amazon sometimes their vinyl is questionable, but it looks good. Doesn't look warped.
Yeah.
See when we get it on the platter. But this is an excellent record. There is just the one track where it's him talking. I kind of skipped that one.
I don't remember that. Is it? What? On
Yeah.
what side?
Well, what you do, Bill, is you take the record, and if you actually put it on the turntable and listen to it, you hear these things. And it is the last track on side 1, called Kansas, I guess, and it's just him sitting there talking. Well, it says her guitar and harmonica.
Yeah, I think you're smoking something.
I don't know. Anyways, when I listened to it on Spotify, there's some dude that came up and was talking on it. So I haven't actually listened to the record yet, because I just opened it. But yeah, it was just him sitting there talking. Yeah, guitar, harmonica, and vocal. I don't think there was any guitar. I think he was just wearing the harmonica on him and had the guitar slung around his neck. I don't think he actually used it, because it was just him talking. But the rest of it's fantastic. So, there are some songs like Star of Bethlehem and Love is a Rose. Like, there's songs that ended up on the Neil Young Decade compilation from the 70s, but this was an album that was actually done and recorded in the 70s. He just never released it for whatever reason. He wasn't happy with it. So even though some of the songs got released, there's a bunch of them on there that finally just got released with that one. And I pre-ordered this a little while ago, and it finally came out. And this is a ZZ Top live album from 1980, ZZ Top live in Germany, just pressed now. So it is a double.
Oh.
And this was $25 as well.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cheap.
I would got that.
What you got to do is you got to go to the Amazon pre-order and go through the pre-orders. And a lot of times you can get deals on the pre-orders if you order early. So I think now it is not $25 anymore. Again, like with the AC/DC as well, that I paid $27 for it, and for some reason I think it's up to $40 now or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's 34 or 37.
34,
like
right? Yeah, that sounds right. Just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is a double, so I'm gonna have to open it up anyways. So let me just open that right up. Oh,
This is reminding me, I actually have a brand new package to open. I completely forgot.
well,
Stay tuned for that, people.
so I of course will keep this shrink wrap so I can keep this sticker. I will cut it out. Let's put that over there nice. Save it for later. So let me check. Let me examine for nudity on the inside. No, it looks like we're good. So there's the inside. Live in Germany. I recognize these outfits, so I think there are some YouTube videos floating around there from this show. I do have a bootleg from 1980 as well. But it didn't say it was in Germany, so I'm thinking this is, yeah, I definitely recognize those outfits. Unless they wore the same outfits for the, the YouTube videos. But they're 180 gram vinyl, so it's heavy. Heavy stuff. You got your ZZ Top logo in there.
Have we ever come across a 180 gram that was warped?
I don't believe so. And that's an advantage of getting the 180 gram. Because not only does it sit heavier on the platter, but you're less likely to warp them. So, yeah, I'll have to get some special sleeves for that so I can preserve these ones because these are nice.
Well, it did come with sleeves.
Yeah, but you want to keep that nice. You don't want ring wear on that, right? Right, Matt Bandy?
That's correct.
Yeah. So to keep that nice, you take it and you put it in some sleeves that don't cost you very much money, and you preserve those. So on here, let's see if we got anything that is not normally played. Precious and Grace. I don't think that got very many plays. El De Lugo.
El Guapo.
Wow.
El
I don't know
Guapo.
what that one is. I think that's an intro. Everything on here seems pretty standard. Still, you got. So I like Lagrange here. You got Lagrange, Sloppy Drunk, and then it goes into Barbecue.
How long is Lagrange?
Doesn't say. I don't have the numbers. But there you go. So those are my new pickups. My recent pickups.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for this round.
That's good. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm glad your stuff came in. I got stuff. It's en route.
Yeah,
I got one thing that is supposed to be a Christmas deal, and don't know where that is. It got one tracking note in like West Coast somewhere. That's the last time I heard about it. So don't know if that's making it. But anyways, yeah, like to tease for the next hour. Look at that.
Oh,
Completely forgot. And by the way, this is something you would have never guessed I pick up because as we talked with Curtiss, I don't buy this type of record very often.
It's a picture disc.
No, not a picture.
Oh.
Not that I know of. Not a picture disc.
Bee Gees.
No, a type of. Anyways, we'll let Matt Bandy show his Christmas Doom stuff.
Yeah, actually, I'm not showing any heavy metal today. I've decided to start going through a couple of my boxes of 7 inches, just going through them alphabetically. There's some of these I haven't pulled out in a long time, so it'll be kind of fun to look at those as well. It's kind of the point of the show, right?
You betcha.
So, so these are all punk rock and hardcore 7 inches. So I'll start with, what are we going to start with?
I can't wait to see your hardcore 7
We're
inch.
going to start with the numbers, because numbers go before A. So this is a band that was from Washington, D.C., called 86 Mentality. This is their first record. This is probably my favorite record that they put out. This was put out by Grave Mistake and Miter Disturbance Records. I'm thinking this probably came out in like 2003, 2004, sometime around that era. So 86 Mentality has a very they're a hardcore band, but they have a lot of punk rock influences. The vocalist played in some other DC hardcore and DC punk rock bands. He's got a kind of a unique vocal style. He's very gruff sounding. I got to see this band once, and it was one of the best shows I ever went to. It was amazing. They played in Chicago, and unfortunately, that was the only time I ever got to see them. But they were so good. And their second LP, again put out by Grave Mistake, was called On the Loose. This is a little bit slower pace. There's a few more mid-tempo, slower songs on this that kind of changed that up a little bit. I think this was just on black vinyl. Well, there, and you got just a live shot of the band on the back label. On the inside of the record, the lyrics and some live shots are printed on the sleeve here. So you just got lyrics and the thank yous at the bottom. And this is one of the few records that I actually have another copy of. I kind of forgot that I had two of these, but I believe it was a variant. So this has a white label.
Oh yeah.
Instead of the. So actually, this was I think a buddy of mine gave this to me because he knew I really liked this band, and I used to collect variants. Then it started to get a little bit out of hand, and I stopped that. So for some reason, I still have this. And then the final record that 86 Mentality put out was called Final Exit. So they never put out a traditional full-length album. They did 3 7-inches, and then that was it. I'm not sure if they ever put out a demo. There is another record that is a 12-inch record that combines all 3 of their 7-inches. I've never seen it, and it's out of print, and I think it's kind of expensive. That would be a cool record to have, but I think it's kind of pricey. So you just got a live shot of the band here on front, down the back.
Mm-hmm.
Same, just the liner notes here.
That one's glossy.
Yeah, it is glossy. Got this. Then a shot of a guy. I don't know if he's passed out or if he's taking a nap.
Interesting place to put that hole.
Yeah. Do you guys know who G.G. Allen is?
No.
G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies? You don't know who G.G. Okay.
No.
All right. Do yourself a favor. Look up G.G. Allen on Geraldo. Watch his episode on Geraldo and watch him on, I think he was on Donahue as well. They're very good watches. He is an interesting character. Not the best human being. There was a great documentary about him called Hated. It was one of the gnarliest movies I've ever seen in my life. And it's worth a watch. He's pretty famous for being very violent at his shows. Like he would always strip naked, and he would sometimes defecate on the audience. And
why not?
They
Give
knew
the
this.
people what they want. That's what I say.
They knew this was going to happen coming there. So
Of course.
Oops. So you go into a Gigi show and you,
Even your phone is rolling its eyes at that.
But I'm trying to think why I got on the subject of Gigi Allen. It had to do with the placement of that hole for the record. It's a long story. That doesn't really matter now. There's a famous picture of Gigi Allen like in a gutter, right, with his legs spread open, but he's got pants on. But I had a buddy of mine who had that sticker. He took that sticker and put it over a light switch cover, and so the light switch, looked like his,
Wiener.
His wiener. And my friend said it was the best thing he'd ever done in his life. And it was so every time I go in, it's how you flick on this switch, and it's Gigi Allen's Wang. So, I would say watch music. It's like it's rock and roll with a punk rock edge. It's not that great. He's more known for being an outlandish, insane person, and watch his stuff on Geraldo and Donahue. They're on YouTube, so they're totally worth a watch. So highly recommend watching that.
Will do.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Is that it for your 7-inchers this time?
Oh, let me show a few more.
Okay.
So now we're into the A's. That's the only number band that I have. So this was a band from Boston called the A-Team. The name of this EP is called Clusterfuck. This was the A-Team's first release, and first release on Painkiller Records, which is out of Boston or somewhere in Massachusetts. But Painkiller Records was a great record label. And this is on. I don't know, what is that? Oh, we got some nudity.
All right. That's okay.
So I always liked this release because it was, orange. You don't see too many orange clear vinyl. And so on the back, it looks like it's, let me get it here.
Oh.
What
Yeah. So I believe it's a mosaic. That's what it looks like. This is made out of, or it looks like it's some, like part of a wall somewhere. And that's like this is like rock, and that's the mosaic there. But they made a, yeah. So okay, so we got a little Christmas here. So there's a track on here called Christmas Claus.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's a
Family
great
record.
Yeah, family record. There's a great song on here called "Control Your Baby," and it's basically about. Let's see. Oh, I got the lyrics here and a shot of the band. Your baby's tantrum I yearn to quell. Your baby control. Want the baby to stop? Want it to shut its mouth. Let me scream in its face till it passes out.
Oh.
Yep. So yeah, that's actually a really good song.
Sounds it.
Yeah. So yeah, the A-Team. This they had a few other 7-inches, which I have another 7-inch here from them. They have this, and the Clusterfuck was, I believe, was their first release, and they have another full length, which I don't have, but that's another good record. This was actually a split release with the A-Team and another band from Boston called R&R. And so you got, I think there was just 2 songs or 1 song by each band here. Get some shots of the band here. This is the A-Team, and that's R&R right there. But if I remember correctly, these were both cover songs by Cheap Trick. So you got a cover of "I Want You to Want Me" by R&R.
Nice.
And then a cover of "Surrender."
Sure.
And another really short song on here called "Preparation H." That I think it's literally just a few seconds long.
So those are punk covers of those songs?
Yeah. And it's it's been a long time since I've listened to this record, but I remember them being good. Let's see.
I like punk covers of pop songs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
So let's see what it says on the Matrix here. It says, "She's trying to show me my dick." And on the B side, it says, "Fuck championships, hail rocket punch." So,
Sure.
there you go.
Yeah, get that on a shirt.
Should put that on your Teespring, Bill.
T Public.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Cool. T Public. Yeah, I just had another of my Grateful Dead shirts taken down this week on T Public. That's okay. That's okay. Warner Brothers. These guys. Is that it for you, Matt Bandy?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Now, those are all 7 inches, but would you say it's probably closer to 6 inches on those?
No, a solid 7 inches.
Okay. Should we do this, or should I save this for next year, or what?
You can wait until next year.
Let's be honest. Come on.
Come
How
on,
much
that's
time do I have?
That's probably been in his house for a couple months already.
Yeah.
No, this did just arrive. I was when I'm working overnights, man, it's costing me money because I'm just perusing Amazon and other sites, Costco and Walmart and all these, looking for deals. And this album was on sale at Amazon, and it is never cheap. This record, it's $50 record all day long. It was on sale for $20, I think. And what makes it different, what I said, I don't pick up this type of record, I was referring to various artists.
Oh, it was a compilation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got some
But-
detail.
It's also cheating too, because it's really a soundtrack, which I do have soundtracks, but it's also various artists. But you'll probably still be surprised by me picking this up. Look at that. I managed to open this and keep the flap integrity for
So
Oh wow.
to resend that to someone else at some
hang
point.
on to those.
I got enough of them, but
Me
yeah,
too.
I will hold on to it. So this is the soundtrack for Garden State.
Oh, there you go.
First vinyl pressing on 180 gram vinyl, 10-year anniversary edition. So
I
this
still haven't seen that movie.
was
It's
a
a good movie.
Zach Braff, Natalie Portman, who I'd only seen her in like the Star Wars prequels. And then when I saw her in this, I'm like, oh my, she can act. Like, she is charming, and you just want to, put her in your pocket. She's so charming and tons of charisma. She does a really great job in this movie. And the soundtrack is very mellow and laid back, but it's something
Wow.
you can
This
just
is-
sit back and listen to.
This is nothing other than Simon and Garfunkel. This Nick Drake. Nothing
Yeah.
else on here is something I think Bill would listen to. The Shins, Coldplay. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Actually,
Look
in
at
the
you.
movie, she's listening? No, he's listening to music, and she asks what he's listening to. Or is it the other way around? Anyways, they put the headphones on, and it's a Shins tune. And I've always sought it out because I thought it was awesome. It really
Wow.
sounded good. And, after all these years, it's finally arrived. I assume it's on here. It's one of these Shins songs. And yeah, that is my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song. Only Living Boy in New York. And Iron and Wine I really
Yeah.
do like them too.
I imagine you would like those guys. Yeah.
This is the record that she's listening to on that movie.
Oh, let me make you big.
The O Inverted World. I've shown this on here before, I think.
Yeah.
A long time
Yeah,
ago.
we talked about it.
Yeah,
So
this is the
which-
record she's listening to. This is a
Which
great
song
record.
is it?
I think it's Caring is Creepy.
Okay, yeah.
And is there another Shins song on there as well?
Yeah. New
Oh,
Slang.
New Slang. Yeah, New Slang is the one she's listening to on the headphones.
Yeah, and when she puts the headphones on, or he does, the sound mix is really excellent, just puts you right in it. It's just really well done.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was on sale for $20. It's a $50 record all day long. And he did
Really?
another movie the next year after this. I can't remember what it's called, but that soundtrack was on sale too. But I hadn't seen that movie, so I couldn't even. I was really tempted to get it just because these soundtracks are often sought after, because people just go on about how great this music selection is, but I never ended up picking it up. So let's open this. Is this? I think it's 2 discs in here. And I think there was only, like, it said only 3 left or something like that. So if you wanted to go get this, you might be out of luck. But God love them at Amazon. They got this to me like the next day. That's it.
Well, there's no record in there.
No record.
That's why it was cheap.
There's a picture from the movie. Yeah, he drives that. That's his dad's bike or something. Or was his grandfather's bike?
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it should be his grandfather's bike.
God, yeah, I saw that movie once, like maybe like 20 years ago, like when I was just out of college or in college still. It was I remember it being good though.
Yeah, I hear good things. I've never.
I don't know if Kevin
got around to seeing it.
Do you know what state is the Garden State?
Isn't it New Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oof. That was a trick.
That's a couple Canadians answering.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
And here is the other one with a note from Zach on here.
Had he already done Scrubs at that point? Was he kind of famous from that already?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had Scrubs money. Yeah. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this is good stuff. I don't know about the Coldplay, but
you know, that first Coldplay record there's some decent tracks on there.
Scrubs started in 2001, so it was on for a few years.
Yeah.
Good and thick. Yes, that's a good one. This is a nice record just to throw on and kind of chill out to, mellow out, have some of your medication or whatever. And yeah, it's a good one. So we'll go back to the Bob. Last week we showed, I think, the first 2 records.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Okay. Bandy's like, enough of Bob. Jesus, we get it. So we'll go with this 3rd record. The times they are changing.
He looks happy to be there.
Yeah, for sure. There's something going on in this square right here. It's like got an off color to it. I'm just wondering what. Do you see that? Oh, it's like a square.
I can barely see that. Yeah,
I know. I've never noticed that before, but there is. Maybe a price sticker was on there at some point.
Could be. That's some accurate placement of the price sticker.
Well, look at it. It's weird, right? How that's there. We got some stuff on the back. You got 4 outline epitaphs by Bob Dylan. Some Bob poetry on the back. That one. Got the CBSI. So weird. Well, look at this. This is like all kinds of weird stuff here. What's with this?
I'm covering up something.
Never noticed that before. Like I said last week, some of these early ones I got from the UK, so I'm wondering if this was a UK one, but doesn't say that anywhere. Yeah, British. On the sleeve here, it says British patents. So yeah, this one came from the UK. Look at that CBSI logo right in the spindle hole.
Old school.
It's a nice thick record too. Yeah, it says made in England on the label. 1964. Blossom Music Limited, which I'm unfamiliar with that publishing company. Must be the British leg of the whatever publishing company who's using them. That's in some good shape for making it all the way across. What's in the matrix here? It's got a stamped matrix. Ooh, there is one scratch on here. Well, not good enough for you to see.
No, can't make it out.
So that's neat. There's on CBS Records, Times They Are Changing. And after that, he came out with another side of Bob Dylan, and we're going to have to figure out why I have 2 copies of it. Why did I keep 2 copies? Well, here's a difference right here. Let's see, one is CBS and one is Columbia.
Oh.
And Columbia we have in mono.
Mm-hmm.
What was this one in mono? Hold on. Let me backtrack just a minute here. Doesn't going back to the Times They Are Changing to see if it's in stereo or not. This is made in England. There's like nothing on here that says if it's in mono or stereo. Very weird. Again, I like the eye logo through the spindle hole though. That's cool. In case Matt Bandy didn't see that.
Nice.
I'm betting that's mono. There's like no indication.
That's his second record?
That's the third.
Third.
Then we got 2 of these guys, one in mono and one in stereo from. So I think one of these is from England as well, and then this one is Canadian with the litho in Canada.
Do you have a preference on the mono or stereo release?
Well, I bet these earlier ones, the mono will definitely sound better because that's what they put all the effort into.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll look at this Columbia one first, which is in mono, Canadian release. Uh-oh. Haven't seen this in a while.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Bob not getting any respect.
Wow.
Bob doesn't get respect over there. Who does?
Wow. Another side, Columbia. This is non-breakable vinyl right there, folks.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Let's see.
2,000 subscribers. Bill, break that record.
Yeah, this one's got some value too, being a mono. There's a little scratch there.
Yeah.
It's got the I logo and the Columbia logo. Let me just get a sleeve out. Because here we need a sleeve because no sleeve was supplied. So that's the time you put a sleeve in there.
Did I ever tell you guys there was a old Columbia record pressing plant in the next town over from me?
No.
Yeah, they used to be a big kind of employer of the town. It is no longer there. It's a college campus now, but you'll come across huge lots of Columbia records at garage sales and
Oh yeah, I bet.
thrift stores and stuff. Ton of Columbia stuff.
So here is the CBS one. So you get the CBS I logo. It's a glossy, way glossier cover than this Canadian one. Again, another Bob essay on the back, or poems by Bob. Doesn't say anything on here. Oh yeah, Oxford Street, London. Is that the other one as well? No, the layouts on the back are different as well here. It's the difference on the bottom between the two. Got a sleeve, full-on paper sleeve here. Yeah, this is another British one with the I logo through the spindle hole. And it's in mono.
Oh, so they're both in mono.
Yeah. So the British stuff, they don't, on the cover, they don't go out of their way to let you know it's mono or stereo. At least they put it on the label here. Made in England. So yeah, 2 mono versions here. I guess I could never part with either of them. I wonder if I will part with one at some point. The value's right, for sure. And I will take a pause right there, and I'll let someone else carry on. We got Kevin up next.
Well, I have a Bob question for you.
Uh-oh.
What's because he's got some new release coming up that's got all the Bob fans excited.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but it had like a blue font.
So this has been happening, like, it's been 50 years since these releases came out originally, right? Or not since they came out. It's been 50 years since they've existed. So they have to release them officially in order to keep the copyright.
Okay.
So this has happened already in the UK because they had to. So in the UK, they would put out maybe 200 copies of this extremely rare performance that's never been released just so they can maintain the copyright. And then people go bonkers over it because there's only 200 copies and they instantly, are worth $1 billion on eBay.
Right.
So this time they're actually going to release, a full run of it for us folks in North America next year. And this one will have outtakes from Self-Portrait and New Morning, as well as the entire recording session he had with George Harrison one day. So I thought that would come out as a special, edition of the Bootleg series, but it just seems to be a one-off that they're doing. And a 3-discer. I think it's only going to be on CD. I don't even think there's going to be a vinyl release of it. And it's just to appease the North American fans, I think. Well, to get a little bit of money out of the North American fans on something they already released for copyright reasons.
They can't release it digitally and just say, well, that we can keep our copyright because we got it. Digital distribution for it, or does it have to be physical? Or
that's interesting. I don't know. The answer must be no, because they do this where there's only 200 units released, and it just drives people in a frenzy. And it'll only be released at like 2 record stores in London or something like that, right? And people will just go bonkers.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they do that. If you could just do a digital release, why don't they? But So now all these artists, right? All of our older artists that we love from the 60s and 70s, their 50th anniversary stuff is coming out, and they got to figure out their copyrights and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like hearing that when I was a kid, like, you know, in you know, after 50 years, all the Beatles stuff will all be free, you know, copyright free.
Yeah.
Wow, in the 40s I can just get like whatever Beatles and not have to worry about paying for it or anything. No, that didn't exactly work out that way. And probably never will.
Yeah, if you want to read up on this stuff, there's tons of articles right now, especially with Bob selling his catalog, about how publishing and all that shit works, because there are a ton and tons of legal rules about all kinds of stuff. And it's all very interesting, but there's a lot of stuff to read to try and figure out like how publishing, you know, not only includes like how you use the music, but it's also includes the recorded end of it. So it's like Bob can still release his legacy stuff himself that isn't included in this catalog sale. Like the legacy stuff is different. You know, it's all very confusing, but yeah.
Yeah, because that's interesting too. If Bob wants to go back and remix some of his old stuff, does he like no longer own it? It's somebody else's
to do that.
Okay, he is.
That's how this 2 lanes of publishing works. It's hard to explain, but
yeah. Okay. Well, how about something that will never get re-released? Or maybe it will. Who knows? It might. I don't think this ever came out on CD. This is a Canadian band, a Canadian trio, called and the I guess the ringleader of the band was a guy named Frank Marino, who was a guitar player, and it's called Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush.
That's a cool looking album cover.
Yeah, I knew Matt Bandy would like that.
That's awesome.
That guy is wearing a Speedo, riding all of Earth. Why not?
So it's a trio called Mahogany Rush.
Yeah, not Rush.
Confused with Rush.
They're Canadian.
Interesting.
But where do I know that Frank Marino from?
Yeah, he's been around. Like he's kind of a session guy in Canada, and he tours with a bunch of Canadian bands. But this was his band, Mahogany Rush, and I just picked this up off of my buddy Frank, who was selling records for somebody. So I didn't pay too much for it. But it's a Columbia release, and I believe it's I don't know if this actually came out in the States. I think it's a Canada only kind of thing.
The prog rock?
Yeah. They do sound a little bit like Rush, but really it's only the Frank Marino is like the star. Like it's more of a Jimi Hendrix experience kind of trio where the guitar player is front and center and the other 2 guys are there just to back him up, and he does the singing as well. But yeah, it's for it's rock and roll for the price I paid for it. I have seen it out in the wild for like $10-15. So if you're looking for some rock and roll, then you got $10 or $15 to burn. But if you see it for $5 or whatever, I'd pick it up. I'm in the M's, by the way. We finished the L's. So the next one, Bill showed this. Everybody has this. Steve Martin. I don't know if it's worth it for me to open it up. I'm pretty sure everything in here is the same. Yours had the gatefold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that. And does it have a sleeve in here? What do you think? Of course it does. Does yours have this sleeve with the cat?
That does not.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah.
That's the bonus. So I better put this in a separate sleeve so I can keep that nice. See, it's starting to get some stuff there. We don't want that. You don't want to lose Steve Martin holding a cat. We'll lose that. My one and only Paul McCartney album, Pipes of Peace.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I showed it, Matt Bandy.
Really?
I think Bill did show this one as well. And I picked it up, I think, because it was just $5. I said, well, and it does have one track on here. It was a hit in the 80s. Yeah, Bill's definitely showed this before. I remember this. It's got Ringo there.
Yeah.
This guy is like, that guy's a caveman. What is the one song on here that
McCartney's new album came out this week?
this has Say on it with was it just him that did that one? Or was that a duo? I can't remember. Yeah, it's all songs that he wrote in lockdown, right?
I don't know. He appeared on Stern too. I can't wait to hear that interview.
McCartney was on Stern again?
Yeah.
Can't really see that. Oh.
So that came out on Columbia?
Yeah. Not Apple. I don't know what that deal is. Why wouldn't you put it out on your own label? I don't know. And because I'm a good Canadian, you've noticed that you didn't see this in Bill's collection because he's not a good Canadian like I am. Every good Canadian has this. Can you guess in the M's?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pulling it out right now. Bob Doug McKenzie, of course, the Great White North.
Oh, no. That is what I was thinking.
You need that, and you need that sticker. If you don't have that sticker, yours is a hoser edition. You want the real edition. Look at that. Every good Canadian has that in their collection. So, still got the shrink wrap on there. It's open, but the shrink wrap has been preserved.
I was just explaining a few days ago who Bob and Doug McKenzie were to a coworker of mine. They're a little younger, so they didn't know.
Printout of the hoser, which everyone was.
The Daily Hoser.
The Daisy. Yeah. Do not fill out that crossword puzzle.
Oh my God! You got to.
No.
What are the questions on that?
Come on, give us some clues.
Make some photocopies of that.
Okay, first of all, look at the size of this writing, and you know my eyeballs. Do I have my flashlight here? Oh no, it's over by my chair. If I had my flashlight here, I'd read them out to you. Blank way, 12 blanks of Christmas. Yeah, this is a joke. It's a joke. It's not meant to be anything. So yeah, this is appropriate for Christmas because there is their version of the 12 Days of Christmas on here.
Mm-hmm.
So you should listen that down. And then of course you got the Takeoff, their collaboration with Geddy Lee is on here. It's good times, good album.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You don't have this, Bill?
I do not. No.
I might have an extra copy for you. I might have one. I'll have to check. It might not have the shrink wrap on it.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely see it around. I've just never pulled the trigger on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I thought you were pulling another Canadian M out.
Anne Murray.
No, because we've been waiting to find a home for this insert, which we found a while ago.
Oh, no. Is it Max Webster?
Yeah, this is for a Max Webster album.
Oh, okay. Which album do we know?
Starring in Battle Scar. I don't know if this is real or not, but that's what it says here. I don't know if that's made up or because it says Rush and Max Webster in Battle Scar.
Yeah, no, that's not the name of the album.
So I don't know.
I do have some Max Webster, but I thought I showed them already, so I didn't bring them down.
Yeah, was Rush really with them for this album?
Well, they were good friends with Rush, and they would open up for Rush a lot in when they were tour Canada.
All right. So that's it for your M's?
Yep. No, that's not it for the M's, but that's it for for this round.
Okay. Slow playing it today. All right. Matt Bandy.
Okay, we're still in the A's here. So this is a band, I believe they're from Boston. I haven't listened to this record very many times. A band called Alert. They play they're more of a youth crew sounding hardcore band. Youth crew is how to describe it to you guys. It's a kind of like a not as aggressive form of hardcore. It has more of like kind of a positive message. A lot of times the bands are straight edge. This is a straight edge band, put out on 6 Feet Under Records. This was their first release, I believe. Yeah, looks like they are from Boston, Massachusetts.
Straight edge.
Massachusetts straight edge.
Kevin, do you know about this straight edge business?
No.
Yeah. See, me and Matt Bandy and Chris Roberts were talking, and us Canadian boys, we've never heard of this straight edge business, Matt Bandy. You have to fill us in on it one day.
Got some straight edge bands from Toronto.
Oh, well.
There's Alert. Got the back cover there. So yeah, this record didn't get a lot of play. I'm not saying it's not a good record. And then you have, next is Alone in a Crowd. And Alone in a Crowd released one record, and it has 3 songs on it. And this is one of the most influential New York hardcore records of all time. It's pretty crazy that a band, there's only 3 songs that they put out. And I don't know if they maybe played a few handful of shows. But this is huge record. Like
for only 3 songs.
Only 3 songs, yeah. This isn't an original press. This came out in mid late 80s. This is a repress that was put out in, I believe, the early 2000s. It came with a little kind of a poster and a shot of the band. Looks so they did play some shows because there's a shot of the band there. On the other side, you got just the lyrics. And just on black vinyl. I know. I think there is also a clear green vinyl copy of this too. But yeah, this is a great record. And this record, I believe, oh yeah. So this is by a band from, I think they were from Santa Barbara. This is a band called Ability. I don't even know if I've ever listened to this record. I knew the drummer from this band, and that was probably why I picked this record up. You just have the lyric sheets here with a bunch of birds on it. It's just on black vinyl. There's 5 tracks on here. I always found this, anytime I don't know, it's kind of disturbing. So
very
just
disturbing.
a weird, and like the artwork doesn't really mix with the music either. I always thought that was kind of a strange cover art for this record. So that was Ability. No longer a band. I believe that was the only release that they ever put out. So this was a band called Alpha and Omega. We have the. So this is it looks like it came with a CD as well. This was their first release out on 6131 Records out of California. This band was also from, I believe, LA. They play more of a heavier, kind of metallic influenced version of hardcore music. This was on, if I remember, clear blue vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah. This band was around. I don't know if they're still a band. They got pretty popular after a couple of releases and toured quite a bit. I'm not sure if they're still around. I got to see them a few times. Sound a lot like the Cro-Mags, or heavily influenced by the Cro-Mags, if I remember correctly. This isn't a record I haven't listened to very much. Then I got. So this was a 7-inch released by a band called Allegiance, who I showed. I think a few of the records last. I remember trying to show some of the records last time, but I think I was having some issues with my internet at times, so I don't know if those were up on the record or not. But the Allegiance was a hardcore band from San Francisco. I don't know if this was their. I think this was like a promotional release, like before their last record came out. This has 2 tracks on it. This is my buddy John right there. He's the singer of this band. But if I remember correctly, I got this at a show in Los Angeles, and these were probably limited to a certain number. I'm not sure what the pressing was. This is number 28, and it was stamped a sticker on it, and it was, I don't know if I did it in a rush, and it kind of got half of the stamp got on the sleeve there.
Oh, I thought they did that intentionally.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't think so, although they could have. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask John about that. I don't know, he probably doesn't even know. But I think there was only 2 songs. Actually, Jesus. No, there's 2 songs on this, and they're both on the A side, and the B side. I don't know if you can see that, but there are no tracks at all. It's just blank wax there. So yeah, this was a promo release for 2 songs off their upcoming album at the time. And then the last of the A's was a band called The Ouncer. I don't think I've ever listened to this record. I think my wife got this for me for Christmas one year before we were even married. And I think this band was from Seattle, Anchor Records, if I remember. Oh, so these guys are from Vancouver, British Columbia. And
you said thank you, but I'll never listen to this.
So here's your Canadian straight edge, guys. So they said it looks like they're kind of aggressive about their stance on straight edge. The answer is a fucking straight edge band. So I'm trying to think. They just got the lyrics here. I'm trying to see if there's a year on this. This has to be early 2000s. I'm guessing by the layout of the record and the clothes that they're wearing. And it looks like it was just on black vinyl. So that is the last of the A's for my 7 inches.
Okay, Bill.
7-inch A's.
Let's find out where the insert that album is for, because I have Max Webster, The Party, which contains all of their albums.
Who even knew that existed?
You'll have to tell me about Max. I don't know who Max Webster is. I remember seeing that sleeve on one of the episodes, and I remember you guys talking about Max Webster, but I don't know who that is.
And you can see the artwork matches that.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so this regularly goes for over $100, and I just checked back on my Amazon, and I picked this up in 2017, December 10th, 2017, for $39.97 for 8 CDs.
8 CDs for 30. No, it's cheap.
Wow. Yeah, like I've had opportunities to pick up Max Webster for free, and I pass it over just because the Kim Mitchell.
This is excellent. You definitely want this one. That's their first one. Actually, all of them are great.
What kind of is it? What is it? What kind of music is it?
They're like classic rock, I guess. Okay. That would be the only. I mean, they were a band in the 70s.
But it's Kim Mitchell.
Kim Mitchell's great, man. Kim Mitchell's a fantastic guitar player. But this is a little more hard rock. He didn't do the songwriting in Max Webster. It was Prise Dubois who did all the songwriting for them. And they opened for Rush for a reason, and Rush liked them for a reason, because they were a great opening act for them. But you got, like on this one, you got Hangover. You got to like that one. And Toronto Tontos.
Toronto Tontos? That's fun to say.
It's a great song, man. Great song. I wish I could play them for you. But anyways, give me some on that sleeve. Tell me the some of the songs.
Side A starts with "In the World of Giants."
All right. So in the world,
we'll buckle your seat, slam you to the concert chair. We'll hand out 3D glasses and all the aspirins we can spare. Max Webster by Pie Dubois. Words to live by.
There you go. It's this one. Second song is Check.
Yep.
So it's Universal Juveniles. That's the one you're looking for. Let's see. We got a fold out here. There you go. Look at that fold out.
It's recorded in Scarborough. Come on.
Scabo. Hey, Bare Naked Ladies recorded in Scabo too.
That's the same artwork.
Yep. So there you go. That's the album you want.
Mystery solved.
And I do see this in places sometimes. But yeah, you used to be able to find Max Webster stuff for free, like Bill says. Now they're $5-10, but got them all, including the Kim Mitchell EP, which you needed. That's essential, and the Max Webster bootleg. All included. And there.
Patio Lanterns. That's all I can think of.
Patio Lanterns is a great song.
Maybe because it's been drilled in our heads as Canadians. Maybe that's what.
I like it. But, I mean, come on. Like, he's a great guitar player.
True.
Why are you hating on the guy, Bill?
It's Patio Lanterns. We would hear that song on the radio every 5 minutes because it's CanCon, and it's Kim Mitchell, Canadian artist. That was his big hit, Patio Lanterns. It's about patio lanterns.
My first Kim Mitchell CD was Kim Mitchell's Greatest Hits that came out in the 90s, and I put that CD in my CD player, and I started playing it down, and I was having a good time until I got to Patio Lanterns, because it was a remix. And it wasn't the original that I knew from the radio, and it saddened me.
I always hate it when CDs do that or albums do that. I remember there was a David Bowie Greatest Hits or
Changes.
It was Changes, and it was like a weird I forget what song. Maybe it was the song Changes. It was.
I think so. Yeah, there's a remix of it.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and sometimes too, though, like ZZ Top was the worst for this, where they were, 70s rock band, and then they got all those 80s hits, and they went back and changed all their 70s songs to sound like the 80s hits, which was no bueno. No bueno at all.
Did they re-record them, or they just remixed them?
They remixed them. So
that's right. Like I remember we talked about that on the show before. I remember
so like the drums sounded like they were in a hallway, Ugh. So I had that. I bought that when I was a kid because I didn't know any better. I bought ZZ Top six packs, thinking I got all the old ZZ Top albums, and no, I had like these remixes. Now, as a kid, I didn't even know it. I just knew that they just kind of sounded weird. They didn't sound right, I couldn't tell you why. They just didn't sound good to me. So eventually, I gave that away. I don't have that anymore. There you go. So now you know, mystery solved, Bill. Now you have to find Universal Juveniles, Max Webster. Complete the set.
Okay. That's funny how you talk about, remastering stuff to sound like the newer stuff. This goes on to something I've been researching the last couple weeks. Kevin, you'll understand this as a Blu-ray specialist. The Lord of the Rings 4K edition is finally out, and it's for expensive price. It's $110 here for extended edition 4K
of all of them,
trilogy trilogy, and that includes your Dolby Atmos track and your 4K. And so I thought that's easy. Got to have that for sure. But then listening to interviews with Peter Jackson about it and watching reviews on it, and Peter Jackson talked about doing this, but it didn't really click in my head till I watched some reviews on the release and saw the differences between the Blu-ray release and the 4K. And he talked about how when he remastered the whole set, including The Hobbit, he wanted it more to appear like one grand story, visually, using the same visual techniques, because like the first trilogy was shot on film and then they would progress into digital for The Hobbit, right? And everyone remembers the look of The Hobbit.
What was the weird thing? It was filmed at a weird speed or something to make it. What was it? I know people were bitching about it.
It was 60 frames per second, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what that does is it gives it like they call it the soap opera effect, because soap operas were shot on tape, and so on film you have those pieces of black in between each image, and it just gives you that it's like a soft glow or something to like, it's just hard to describe, whereas video is very sharp. It's just a very sharp image, and they shot all those old soap operas on videotape because it was cheap, like you watch those old Star Treks like from the 60s, and on Blu-ray they look fantastic because they were all shot on film. There's just more information there that they can grab from.
Well, that is one area of how the production changed, but also because it was digital, there was no film involved. There was 0 grain in The Hobbit, and they also used digital noise reduction as well as edge enhancement throughout. So everything looked very sharp, and edges were perfect. And it, like Kevin said, things just don't look right because they're so freaking perfect. And that's the look he wanted to pull over to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. Oh. So he put a ton of noise reduction on it as well as edge enhancement.
That's weird. With him being like such a film guy too, that's weird.
Yeah. So there's some good reviews where they go side by side with frame grabs to show you the differences and how updating it is not necessary. It's not like Lucas where he put in huge CG artifacts of weird stuff, but it's kind of like that because the noise reduction and the edge enhancement did leave digital mistakes on certain frames where the noise reduction was airbrushing out some grain or whatever, and it would just leave a digital artifact. It's like someone didn't go frame by frame to make sure the noise reduction was doing its job properly. They just ran it and said good enough. So I don't know if it's worth getting now, which is very, very sad for me because
you can get it on Blu-ray, right?
But the Blu-ray won't have the Dolby Atmos sound.
Oh, yeah.
Play them down at the same time. Just get the
Isn't that
4K player
frustrating,
going down.
though? Like that they do that they muck around with.
Yeah, like not every. It's like anything. It's not every 4K transfer is done to the same standard, same quality. Sometimes they'll just take the Blu-ray and put that on 4K. And it's like, yeah, you got a 4K disc that's playing back in 4K, but they didn't actually transfer it. Same thing with DVDs. I remember the first DVDs. I remember the first print of Bridge on the River Kwai on DVD was just the VHS tape recorded onto DVD, and it was this little postage stamp on my SD TV. It was so bad. It was terrible. Terrible. Now it's in 4K. It's done properly, you know.
Do you have the 4K of that?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, it's excellent. It's great. So here's the other thing too with 4K transfers. It's not so much getting rid of film grain and all that. It's the HDR. It's the color in it, and the color is a lot of people describe the color as like, oh, it pops. It just looks good and it pops. But really what the color is about is making it look more realistic, like you're actually there. So, it actually looks good. Like a lot of movies actually look better with the grain and that color saturation.
Yeah. Needs the grain. That's one of the examples, right? For the original movie that shot on film, they had the film grain, and then they would put their VFX onto the frame, and then they would layer another bit of like fake grain over top the VFX, so it would all look original, right? Like that's something I would do if I was photoshopping faces on a picture or something, right? I would put grain over the entire thing so it hides your edges.
Right. Yeah.
Now he went over it all with edge enhancement and grain removal tools, and the CG stuff just stands out like super fake, like it did in The Hobbit. Where you go, oh, well, that's obviously fake because the edge is just perfect. And so all that camouflage they did with grain is gone. However, they did say the HDR does correct the color quite a bit. That's good. But the edge enhancement is off-putting at times, I guess. Anyways.
Did you like those Hobbit movies?
I haven't seen them. I have not. I saw the reviews and I was like, I've only watched the Lord of the Rings movies once when I was in the theater. I've never actually sat and watched them at home because they're too friggin' long.
Yeah. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. The Hobbit movies were just...
I didn't like the added, like they full on added stuff to the story that wasn't in the...
Yeah, they had to stretch them out.
Weird, yeah.
And they had to make the dwarves like Hollywood sexy too.
Yeah.
And the CG is just very like, oh my god.
Well, like The Hobbit is like a book like this, when Lord of the Rings is like 3 books like that. So I didn't understand. They made it into 3 big movies, right?
Yeah.
So they had to add something, but I always assume like the appendix. Like I remember watching the very first Lord of the Rings movies, and I hadn't finished the books yet. And I was like, where did all this stuff come from? Like there was like stuff with, I can't remember, but Liv Tyler and Viggo Mortensen, they were doing this stuff. And I'm like, I don't remember this from the book at all. And then when I got to the appendix in the 3rd book, it was like, oh, this is the stuff. So they took some stuff to make the story a little more cohesive.
Took stuff from the Silmarillion, which was a bunch like just stuff having to do with Middle Earth.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Jackson's interpretation of the entire body of work of Tolkien stuff to spread it out into 3 movies for some reason.
More great vinyl discussion here on
I would still say watch it though. It's still, you should watch them for sure.
But how long are they?
They're not as long as the Lord of the Rings movies. No.
They have extended versions of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's no way I could get Sarah to watch it. Sarah's the only person I know that's watched the first and second movie and still has not bothered to watch the third. She does not care what happens to that ring.
Some of the fight scenes with some of the elves too was a little, and the fact that they put in Legolas into the Hobbit, where he was never in that.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, gotta get that Orlando Bloom.
That's right.
Something for the ladies.
Well, if you're into this Lord of the Rings talk, I hope to have more of it on the next STC pod, which may or not be recording tomorrow night. So check that out. I love the Lord of the Rings stuff, especially the production stuff, because it's such great movie making.
Yeah, the amount of detail that they put into those movies is incredible. Like just like stuff that you would never see, like just intricate stuff into the armor and all that no one but the actor would ever actually see. But they put it all in there. Yeah,
because they wanted all the extras and the actors to believe
it.
Right.
Yeah. Unlike Lucas, who just put everybody in front of a green screen, and that's why you get wooden performances from a terrific actress like Natalie Portman.
I just watched, going off topic again, just watched A New Hope today. The little one wanted to see it for the first time.
You mean Star Wars?
Yeah, A New Hope.
I still call it Star Wars.
What's up, Rocket Sauce?
Sorry.
Oh, we got a viewer. Oh my goodness!
Because we went off vinyl. So I watched it on Disney Plus, and they have the tinkered. It's been tinkered, but it's the one where Lucas added all those CG elements, and they're so.
They never look good. People, I find it hilarious when people say, "Oh man, these haven't aged well." I remember watching them in the theater in 1997. This looks like crap. Like it looked like crap then. Especially that Jabba the Hutt thing. Like, why just leave it made no sense to have that scene in there. It was redundant because we already did that stuff with Greedo. But if you were going to put it in there, just leave that actor in there. You didn't need the terrible CG. But
Disney Plus, they mucked around with the Who Shot First scene again for the Disney Plus version. Yeah, because Greedo said,
now.
Well, they shoot at the same time. But Greedo says like cunty or something. He goes cunty, and then he shoots. I know. You gotta see it. Check it out on YouTube. Cunty. It's a new version, where they shoot the same time, and he goes cunty, and they shoot. I don't know.
Well, that would be Disney to add a cunty into a movie for no reason.
But yeah, the little kids still like the movie.
Rocket Sauce says puppets greater than CGI.
Yes.
Yeah. How about all those dudes that were inside Jabba, working him? There's 4 dudes having to work it, looking at monitors and all that shit. And then years later, they see this thing show up on the screen. Like,
Awful. Well, you can still download the original versions on Pirate Bay. You can get them. The D-Makes, I think they're called.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking for that.
Well, they were in the Fandango folder for months on end.
Oh, were they? I don't know. That Fandango folder let me down so bad last month.
Like I said, Pirate Bay is not what it used to be, man. It's not what it used to be.
I'm like, if they're watching Splash in this format, they're totally going to trash it because it's unwatchable.
I stretched it on my TV, so it was at least the right aspect ratio. But yeah, it did not look great.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Vinyl Show, the last episode of 2020. We'll be back next year. And I'm going to start it with this one next year. Look at this. It's in such good shape.
Yeah.
This is my worst record, but best record. But is there even records in it? Got to wait till 2021
to find out. A floppy cover there.
I love it. Anyways, thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Matt Bandy, for showing up. Appreciate you as always. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's and all that jazz.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Probably won't see you.
Yeah. Won't be
it.
seeing anyone.
No.
At home Christmas for sure. So yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tune in tomorrow. Maybe STC Pod. You never know. Could happen. I got no reply back from Joe, but might happen. Check it out anyways. More stuff coming. We'll see you next time. That's it. We're ending the show.
All
My
right.
mouse is dead, so I can't end it. I gotta talk longer. Okay, here we go. See ya.
Bye.